we are KingsOfConvenience. You are watching Music Box.
Hey baby, Mrs. Cole.
We started off in our early career writing songs in Norwegian, and we found that the dialect that I speak in Norwegian is a really hard dialect for singing. Erlend, he speaks another Norwegian dialect, and if we would sing together in Norwegian, it would sound really, really weird, because our words don't sound the same. And singing together actually happened after trying to write some words in English, and then it just became natural for us to sing. And also the fact that obviously we are a pop band, we make pop music, and the pop tradition is an English-American tradition, and it feels natural to us, having listened to records in English ever since we were children. It feels like the natural music language. But there are also other really, really beautiful languages for music. For example, I think Portuguese is probably even more beautiful than English for music. But it would take a few more years of studying before we can write our first Portuguese songs.
Hey baby, what's going on? You lost control and you lost your tongue.
Yeah, when we released our first record in 2001, some journalists labeled our style the New Acoustic Movement, and it was basically a collection of about 5 bands, including ourselves, who happened to have an acoustic guitar. And apart from that, we didn't have really much in common. Like, we didn't know any of these other bands personally. So to us, the whole idea of a new acoustic movement seemed kind of weird, because we had always been listening to acoustic music ourselves. So we felt like we were just taking part in a long tradition, and of course doing it in a new way, in our own way, but never really creating a new movement.
Leonard Cohen inspired Susan Vega, and Susan Vega inspired us. And both Leonard Cohen and Susan Vega was doing something which we can call an acoustic movement or a new acoustic movement at their time. But in fact, we are just part of an old acoustic movement. It's continuously going. It never ends.
Nothing you can say is gonna change the way I feel. Okay, I get it. Okay, I see. You were fronting because you knew you'd find yourself vulnerable around me. Okay, I get it.
Well, we basically started recording our record in Norway, and then at some point found out that we missed the Italian food and the Italian wine, and we decided to go and look for a studio in Italy. And we asked our producer, Davide Bertolini, who is Italian, where do we go? Where's the best food? And he said the area around his hometown, Reggio Emilia, is the place to go. And there's a studio called Esagono, which is a great studio, and it's also a great restaurant. So the choice was very easy.
Hey baby, what is love? And what's just a game we're both playing and we can't get enough of?
Declaration of Dependence is the name of our new record. And we named it like this because of the union that Norway has had with Sweden. It ended in 1905, and Norway had a declaration of independence. And now we are saying, let's get back together again, Norway and Sweden. Because we need Sweden. Norway is good on its own, but it was better with Sweden. And Sweden needs us, and we need Sweden. So, this is what the album's title is about.
We're both playing and we can't get enough of. We're both playing and we can't get enough of.
Yeah, we spent 5 years making this album. Our last record, Riot on the Empty Street, came out in 2004, and Declaration of Dependence is coming out now in 2009. And we basically spent 5 years working on it, and a lot of people ask us, why did it take so long? We found that Actually, we are curious to find out how anyone is capable of making a record in 1 or 2 years. We think that it's a very elaborate process, which takes a lot of your passion and a lot of your work and a lot of your frustrations, and basically 5 years is what it takes.